Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your Halloween, Samhain, 2022 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration, and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So in Halloween, known as Samhain in Celtic tradition, it was the time when the earth and the spirit realm, the earthly plane and the spirit realm, were their thinnest. And it was the perfect time for predictions, for really contacting spirit and seeing the way that we should progress forward. And that's what we're going to be doing now. So let's see the energy that we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. We have justice. Now this is Libra energy, so it could be a very succinct message to be mindful of a Libra, but there is also a sense to be mindful of what we think is justice or what somebody else thinks is justice. I'm just hearing cruel to be kind. There's somebody here who is looking at things to be just, like things that have to be moved forward in a certain way. And they're thinking that they have to be cruel to be kind. And that's just coming through. That song, that wording, just be aware of it, okay? With justice, it's not going to be exactly what we think it should be. We also need to be aware of what is just for us. Not what is just for everybody else, but what is just for us. How do we sit in balance with ourselves? So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Oh, Spirit just also said, if you're born on the cusp with Libra, okay, you need to be mindful of things, of that part of your personality coming out so much, that sense of justice, like things have to be done just a certain way. Spirit saying, look at things differently. You'll be surprised. It's kind of like, don't try to be so fair all the time. It's not going to work. And I know that's an odd message, but yeah. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. So we are crowned with the 9 of Cups. A wish is being granted to us. We then have Temperance, the Magician, the Tower, and the 9 of Wands. So we have the repeat of the number 9, and then we have all the major arcana. So just know that the number 9 is a big deal for us. The 9th day of things on our calendar, circle that day. Also, the 18th, adding up to 9, days that add up to 9 are just going to have more of a significance to them, even if it doesn't feel like it when we're living that day. So just be aware of this. There's a wish that we have moving forward. There is a sense we've let others' opinions guide us for too long, and we've let a sense of feeling beaten down take over. So that's something to be aware of here. The Tower is showing us that things have changed, and it's changing in a way that we can't really walk back from. and have things be exactly as they were. We're moving forward in a way that might seem different or overwhelming, or, there's just a profound change that has moved us forward that we're not always going to be comfortable with. But there's a sense of there is no going back. And I don't mean that, it's funny because that sounds rather doom and gloom. It's not. Spirit is saying just be aware of this energy. Be aware of the fact that we're kind of like, oh, well, I want things to go back to just the way they were once upon a time. And Spirit's saying that's not possible. So being able to embrace the change, being able to say, okay, this might have been hard. And for a lot of us, the change that has happened has been astoundingly difficult. But we can't stop it. We can't. And there's a magic to us. There's a power to us that as we stand before the altar of our existence, as we're looking at our world right now, it's like, I am powerful, even though my world has changed. I am powerful, even though I might be having to figure out how to embrace that power, how to embrace that beauty within me. Temperance, Sagittarius time frame. Okay, Spirit saying, say the Sagittarius time frame, November 22nd to December 21st. Okay, there's a sense of things coming into balance. We're coming into balance with ourselves, which is making us see our blessings. We have been ignoring our gifts. And that is something that Spirit is saying here, Virgo, is very important for us to realize. We have been ignoring our gifts and ignoring the way that we need to move forward for us. We have been overburdened by change and a lot of things that has happened. But even though we can feel weary because of it, we can find that we have a lot of stress in us. We're holding a lot of stress. Our sleep might not be that great. If we can get one of those watches that measure our stress while we're sleeping, that can be very, very helpful. But what we're going to be seeing here is that there's a profound change moving us forward. And there's a sense of, even though everything hasn't moved as smoothly as we would like it to, there's power where I stand now. And actually we stand much more firm in the way that we are progressing, what we want, what we're looking forward to in our lives than we have before. And that is a very powerful thing for us. With the 9 of Cups, okay, there is a sense of kind of sitting back and saying, this is mine. And I see this kind of sitting back, looking out of a window and saying, I can't believe this is mine. I can't believe this is mine. And there's just a sense of pride coming forward. So I don't know if you're sitting, kind of at your kitchen table or looking out at just a beautiful window. It's like, this is mine. This is mine. There's a real sense of clarity of thought during this time. What I've been wishing for, what I've been looking towards, what I've wanted. Now I'm taking hold of it. There can be a greediness with the 9 of Cups, okay? There can be a sense of, this is mine, I'm not sharing it. So do be mindful of that energy, because that energy can be rather overwhelming. It can really take us off the path that we want to be on. But there is a real sense here of power and prosperity and bounty and abundance leading us. A wish is granted during this time as we're entering into what in the Celtic calendar would be a new year. But as we're entering into the holiday season, as we're entering into, for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, the womb time going into winter, and in that time of contemplation, introspection, and in the Southern Hemisphere, as we're being birthed forward, as we're exiting the womb and entering into the sunlight and the world, it can be a little bit raw and overwhelming. Think of a baby being born. You always scream. You always are. You go from being like this water creature to being this land creature, and adjustments and learning. So there's going to be this sense of new things coming forward for us, new things guiding us. It moves us to temperance. There's a need for balance. And I see us, okay, this is going to sound odd, but I see us like unpacking the car or putting all the bags on our shoulders. And it's like, okay, I have everything balanced just perfectly. And if anybody takes anything, or even like if you're, carrying out a tray of things, everything is balanced just perfectly. And if anything is taken off, we're off of balance. And we feel that, though. We feel that even when we're not carrying things, even when we're not, we're not weighing ourselves down and we know it. There is the sense of Why am I off balance? Why am I off kilter? What has happened that has changed the game? And there needs to be an acknowledgement of the change that we have undergone, because what we're seeing here, Virgo, is that this change has been a lot more powerful and it's hit us a lot more deeply than we want to acknowledge. So there's a sense of, okay, yeah, we can keep on pushing things forward. We can keep on going in this certain direction. But Spirit is saying here, it's very important that we acknowledge the change that we have been through. We acknowledge what has rocked our world. And it doesn't have to be anything really big. We still can be coming out of the change of the world being locked down. You know, it can be something like that where we think, oh, okay, that's not a big deal anymore, but it is. So be aware of this, that something is affecting us. And even if others are looking at it and saying it's not a big deal, get over it, we need to acknowledge this change. We need to acknowledge this energy, and we need to pay it respect, because it's affecting our heart. And if we don't pay our heart this respect, we're not going to be able to feel in balance with ourselves. So just be aware of this, that the changes that we have been through in our lives, and it can be bigger. It could be losing somebody. It can be having to move house. It's stressful situations that have changed our course in ways that we hadn't imagined. And it's acknowledging that pain. It's acknowledging, okay, maybe now we're a caregiver and we never thought we would be. You know, we have responsibilities coming on that are just a lot bigger than we had thought they were going to be. So acknowledging that and honoring that is going to be very important. Spirit is really saying that. Somebody needs to hear this, okay? It might be one Virgo that's listening that you need to hear this, but this is really important. It's moving us to this place where, as we're finding the balance within ourselves, as we're seeing what we need and what we desire, we then stand before the altar of our existence. We stand and say, this is me. This is where I need to be. This is who I am. This is what I'm discovering in my life for myself. And I'm opening up this door. There is a real sense here with the magician, is that we've hidden away our magic. We've hidden away what's really important to us. And we don't think it's a big deal. And for some of us, it hasn't been. You know, we're like, okay, I'm getting to this. But because we've had our world shaken, there is the sense now of, I need to let my magic shine. I need to let me step forward. I need to embrace where I need to be. And here we're finding our confidence. We're stepping in front of the altar of our existence. And we're saying, I'm changing the game. I'm changing the game. I'm embracing who I am. And I just see, Virgo, like there's a spotlight and you're stepping back, and that's what you've done for a really long time. It's either somebody else was always supposed to be in the spotlight and it wasn't supposed to be you, or there's this sense of like, I don't feel comfortable there. But there's now this acknowledgement of, no, I'm stepping into the spotlight. I'm stepping into my greatness. I'm stepping into where I need to be for me, because my world has fundamentally changed. And again, it doesn't matter if anybody looks at this and says, okay, this was a big change, or if people are looking at this and saying, well, buck it up, you're fine. You need to acknowledge this. It's so important. The tower has come in and you feel wounded and overwhelmed, and it's like you're still trying to get your footing. And it needs to be acknowledged. The tower is a time where it doesn't need to be tremendously painful change. It is just that things have changed in a way that we hadn't expected, we hadn't anticipated. And now we're finding ourselves moving forward. We're finding ourselves going after, what is really needed in our lives now. And there's a real sense of an awakening. I almost feel like somebody has twisted their ankle, okay, has it propped up. The Spirit showed me, twist your ankle, have propped up, and now you're looking out a window, or you're looking, like you're daydreaming, and it's like, I need this change. Like, this has been a wake-up call. It doesn't mean, I just see it, something has made you immobile. And it can be a twisted ankle. Somebody definitely has a twisted ankle. But because this is a general reading, it's just something that has made it so that what you were planning to do, you can't do. And it can be that it's raining, right? And, well, at least it is where I am. So, and you can't go outside the way that you had planned to go outside. It can be something small, but now it's having you look at things in a much bigger way for yourself. And here, you've been battling for a really long time, and that needs to, again, be acknowledged. But you're coming out of this so much more powerfully than you've gone into it. There's a sense of, I have skills now, I have an understanding, and it's this tenacity of self that is helping me stand before the altar of my existence, is helping me get to where I need to be. It's a little bit of piss and vinegar, excuse my language, but it really is. It's a little bit of tenacity and determination. And it's like, well, you know what? I'm not being held back. I'm not, being quiet anymore. And there's a strength to us that is answering a wish that we have had. And we're finding ourselves step into balance because we've been out of balance for a while. And just know that with the stress that we've been under, headaches, body aches, not feeling on top of our game, not getting good night's sleeps. These are all things that have been affecting us, that as we acknowledge it, we now are moving forward to where we need to be for us. Let's go deeper. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels, ooh, goodness. This card definitely needs to come out. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. No? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So it's interesting. We have the Page of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And we have the Page of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. With the Page of Swords, we could have had a fight coming through, okay? But there's a sense of a cutting to the heart of the matter of things that were set when we were very small. All right? It was somebody else had the say over it. And we're cutting away what somebody else had declared. Okay, that's very important to understand. And that's where a big change is coming in. With the Page of Wands and the nine of Wands, we ourselves have felt overwhelmed. It's almost like we were thrown in a situation that we weren't quite prepared for. Now we're going to find here that there's a passion and a power to us that is guiding us forward to where we need to be. We are crowned with the Knight of Coins, the Knight of Pentacles. That's us. We are that defender. We are that person moving us forward and saying, this is what I need. This is what I want. A wish is being granted. A power is moving us in a direction we hadn't expected. And there is a real sense that during this time, as much as we want to move quickly, there is a need to slow it down and center ourselves. Slow it down and move things forward in that methodical, brilliant earth sign energy way that says, okay, you know what? Step by step, I'm getting there. Step by step, I'm answering what I need. And there is also this sense of I'm honoring my wishes. I'm honoring what I desire, and I'm slowing it down so that that movement is in line with myself. It brings us to an acknowledgement of a vampiric energy that has been draining us and keeping us out of balance. Something that has been robbing our wealth. Something that has been holding us back. We are acknowledging this little bit. It's like a little bit of poison. And we are going to find that we are releasing it. And we are cleansing ourselves. Now with our magic and strength, there is a connection with the Leo energy. Can be a Leo energy is really helping us to find our strength, or that we're born on the cusp with Leo and that strength is coming forward. But there is also a sense that we are embracing a great strength within us to be able to stand before the altar of our existence, to be able to claim who we are and what we want, and to be able to move forward in the direction that is right for us, in the understanding that is powerful for us. There is also a sense of something not seeming to be as strong as it is. Okay, so people could look at us and think, oh wow, that person's not strong, or oh, that's not a threat. It's kind of like seeing a sleeping alligator. If you didn't know what it was, you were like, okay, what the heck is that? Like, that's no big deal. And then all of a sudden you realize, wow, that person or that is so much stronger, so much more than I thought it was going to be. So there's something here where either you have underestimated your own strength or others have underestimated your gifts, your strength, your power. And now it's changing. You're also becoming very much, because of everything that has changed in your life, you're becoming very much an advocate for yourself. You're cutting through doubts and fears and negativity. You're cutting through a lot of the chaos and the hurts and the pains that you have been through. And you're seeing yourself come out of this change with a new sense of your voice, but also a new sense of your skills, of everything you can do, of every way that you can move forward here, Virgo. And it brings us to this place where, yeah, we might be battered and bruised, but we still have a heck of a lot of energy. We still are determined and focused and insightful, and we are moving in a direction that is right for us. There is also a sense that we are becoming students of our own skills. There's a sense of opening up the door in a way that we hadn't anticipated that we would ever need to, right? And because the sword and the wand, you train on a staff, right? Before you learn how to wield a sword. And so here, it's like you've trained in your passion, in what you desire, before you've learned how to put it into words and how to set it forward. The subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Prince of Pentacles, which is interesting. We have the Prince of Pentacles, the Knight of Coins here, which they're equivalent to each other. They're the same thing, all right, in different decks. We have that energy here blessing us. We're being told to be very mindful. We're keeping secrets, and we're going to either keep these secrets because we're protecting somebody else, or because we just don't feel like it's necessary. We have to be mindful about this as we're moving forward, because we're going to have a tendency to say, I can handle it all on my own. You can't. You have somebody here, a Spitfire. They're just a Spitfire, okay? And this person has a way of looking at things with new eyes, has a way of helping you move forward. Now, you also have to be mindful, because you have a person also who's a Spitfire, who has a tendency to get you in the middle of things that, my goodness, you just don't want to be in. So just be aware of this, that you have these two energies moving you forward and guiding you. And one's guiding you in love, and the other is like, well, I want to see what happens. I want to see what happens type of thing. They're progressing themselves forward. So just be aware. Our subconscious tarot energy is the Knight of Swords and the Sun. So we are embracing the sun. We're embracing our passion and what we desire. We're really shining subconsciously. We feel it too. There's a draw that is leading us forward. And then with the Knight of Swords, this is excuse me, that White Knight energy. This is the energy that's telling us we can be the hero of our story, but we can also subconsciously be rather reckless and want to see what happens, wants to push the envelope, want to move things forward without really settling into ourselves and thinking it through. So we're blessed, and we can utilize that blessing, utilize that tenacity, but we can also kind of veer away from that blessing because we just want something to happen, and we just want to see what that something will be. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this Halloween and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo, and may you have a blessed Halloween.